an English onion soup. Now for this you need onions. These are red onions, some brown onions and a leek. You need some salt and pepper, also some stock powder. You can use any you like and I'll talk about that later. Some sage and some butter. You also need some oil, and to make the croutons at the end you need some bread, some cheese and some Worcestershire sauce. Now, as I said before, this is a Jamie Oliver recipe. It's his take on the classic French onion soup, and he calls it an English onion soup. Now, the trick to getting a different flavour, as I said at the beginning, is to use different types of onions. Now, I use the red, the brown and leek because I could easily get a hold of these. But you can use any other onions you like. Use around a kilo, mix and match, you'll get different flavours. The other trick to change the flavour is to use a different flavoured stock. Now I use a beef stock, but you can use a chicken stock, or if you want to keep this totally vegetarian, then use a vegetable stock. The real trick to this soup is to be patient. Don't rush it. The longer you cook the onions at a lower heat, the more it will develop a sweet flavour, and they become golden. So as much as the aroma is there and you want to eat this soup, take your time with it. As I said at the end, there's some croutons, and for these croutons use nice big thick bread and some cheese and a splash of Worcestershire sauce. Now, I quite like the Worcestershire sauce, and I'm thinking that the next time I cook this soup, I'm going to add a little dash to the onions to see how that changes the flavour. This soup is one that can be made ahead and frozen in individual serves. So for the days when you don't feel like cooking, but you feel like a comforting bowl of soup. Now, I've never really considered myself a soup lover, but I've made a few over the last few months, and I'm starting to reconsider this. I think it was because in my childhood my mum would make a stew, which I would call spew, because it was essentially just boiled vegetables and meat. It didn't really have any flavour. Now, it wasn't one of her best dishes, and the thing is, give her some flour and she could make an apple pie or a chocolate cake or a Madeira cake without a recipe. So I won't hold the spew against her. Unfortunately, my mother's not around anymore, so I could get any kind of recipe from her in regards to her famous apple pies or her chocolate cake. So I might have to consult with Jamie Oliver recipes and see what I can make in regards to cake or desserts in the future. Anyway, thanks for watching Grumpy Home Chef. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, tell me what kind of soups you like, or possibly suggest some desserts that I should make. And follow me on social media to see what I'm cooking, what I have cooked